Yeah, the Ravel Left-Hand Concerto is a fabulous piece. I adore this piece, and it's a very funny story because I started playing the Ravel piano music when I was very young, probably when I was 11, and by age 15 I had performed and learned all his piano music, including the concerto for both hands, and the only thing I had never learned was the left-hand concerto, because first of all I thought it was silly to play with one hand since I have two, and then I thought it was difficult and I was lazy, and I don't know, and I didn't really, not that I didn't like the piece, but I didn't really understand it. I don't know, it just didn't really do it to me for years and years and years. And then suddenly, about 15 years ago maybe, the presenter in London at the proms pushed me really in the corner. He said, well, next year we want you back, but you have to play the left hand. And I said, oh, I don't play it. He insisted, he said, well, it's this or nothing. And I said, okay, I learned it. And I got to learn it. And I have to say that since then, I've been enjoying playing it so much. And sometimes I even think that I like it more than the other. And then I play the other and I love it too. They're very different, but this one has an intensity of a power, something that, a darkness that is absolutely almost spooky. I mean, it just takes you right, you know, it just works you from inside out. It's an amazing piece. It's extremely difficult, it's very demanding. It's a big challenge for the left hand, just physically, it's almost an athletic way to look at it. And it takes hours of practice and just of bringing up the power and the stamina in the left hand to be able for 22 minutes to just play the left hand like that. And if you do it too quickly and too much, you can really ruin and really hurt your arm, so you have to be very careful. So it's years of working, and then every time I play it, it's a piece that I need at least a week or 2 weeks to bring back, just to bring back slowly the power in the left hand. I cannot do it too fast, otherwise I'm hurting myself. But I do adore the piece, really. It's a fabulous piece, very, very exciting. It's difficult, it's different difficulties. I think it probably is at the end of the day. I think we have to, realistically, I think it is more difficult in a way, just because of this very unique demand on the left hand. I mean, the left hand has to play with such power and such dexterity and such virtuosity, and it's just jumping. I mean, Ravel is really using, I mean, he really took the challenge really to the top. I mean, it was really genius what he did with this. Because he really uses the keyboard from the last note down to the last note up. It really is absolutely amazing. So it is a very special amount of difficulties, really, to work on. No, there's quite a few actually, and the story behind it, I meant to tell you, I forgot now, but there was a wonderful pianist called Paul Wittgenstein from the Wittgenstein family, which was a very special family in Austria. His brother was a philosopher, and all the wonderful family. And Paul lost his right arm during the First World War, and he was a very accomplished pianist, and he loved playing the piano, and he decided that he did not want to stop his career, and the family was, you know, very well off, thank God. So he was able to commission quite a few composers to write left-hand pieces for him. And Ravel wrote a concerto, Prokofiev wrote a left-hand concerto, Strauss wrote a piece for him, Korngold wrote a piece for him, Hindemith wrote a piece for him. I mean, Britten, there was quite a few of them. And thanks to him, we have all, you know, this wonderful literature. I do, probably, at the end of the day. It's always a very difficult. We have always this ongoing conversation with Charles Dutoit, who is a wonderful friend, and I adore him and I admire him very much. And we, for years now that I know him, once in a while we go back to our discussion, who is greatest, Debussy or Ravel? And it's just, we'll never have a solution to that. They're two fabulous composers, and they're so different. I think people sometimes put them together just because of the period, of the kind of, you know, what they call impressionists, which doesn't mean anything really, but they kind of put them together. But at the end of the day, they're extremely different. Ravel is much more classical in a way than Debussy, and Debussy is much more innovative and modern. So it's very difficult to compare them. I might have, maybe, at the end of the day, maybe, not a preference, but maybe Ravel touches me even, it touches something in my heart, maybe a special soft spot. But you know, Debussy is fabulous too. So it's a very difficult thing to say.